World Cup is undoubtedly football's biggest prize, so it is no surprise that it generates significant buzz when it is around the corner. Indeed, the quadrennial event is famed for bringing together the modern game's most exciting teams and players to compete for the highly coveted trophy. This year's World Cup, which begins on November 20th and ends on December 18th, is no exception. Many football fans are already salivating at some of the juiciest World Cup 2022 fixtures, but will have to enjoy the tournament without many names they would definitely want to see in action. Whether through injury or failing to qualify with their national teams, here is a star-studded list of players whose absence will be greatly felt at the World Cup in Qatar. Alexander Isak, who is widely considered the heir to Zlatan Ibrahimovic, will be absent from Qatar 2022 after Sweden fell to Poland in their playoff final. Poland's Robert Lewandowski and Piotr Zielinski scored 2 second-half goals in that tie to book Poland's place at the World Cup at Sweden and Isak's expense. The good news for Isak is that he is still young and can look forward to at least 2 World Cups where he will get the chance to prove why he is widely considered one of the modern game's most promising strikers. PSG snapped up Gianluigi Donnarumma on a 5-year deal in 2021, positioning the highly rated shot stopper for even more greatness. The towering 6'5" goalie lived up to the hype at the Euro 2020 tournament, with incredibly impressive performances that culminated in 2 crucial saves in the penalty shootout that helped Italy edge England in the final at Wembley. However, Qatar 2022 will be without Donnarumma's heroics, since Italy failed to qualify for the tournament after a shock playoff semi-final defeat to North Macedonia. Georginio Wijnaldum, who many football fans will forever remember as the chief architect of Liverpool's unbelievable 4-0 comeback win against Barcelona on May 7, 2019, will not get the chance to repeat his magic at the World Cup. Wijnaldum fractured his right leg's tibia in training just days after debuting for Jose Mourinho's Roma side against Salernitana. It is expected that his heartbreaking injury setback will take at least 5 months to recover from. Wijnaldum's serious injury is the latest chapter of his somewhat downward spiral after leaving Liverpool in 2021, since his brief stint at PSV was nothing to write home about. England's dynamic left-back Ben Chilwell is set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines after picking up a hamstring injury during the closing stages of Chelsea's 2-1 Champions League Matchday 6 victory over Dinamo Zagreb on November 2nd. The left-back appeared to be in extreme discomfort after going down on the touchline and had to be helped down the tunnel by 2 physios, a sight that immediately called his participation at this year's World Cup into question. Chelsea's head coach, Graham Potter, confirmed in a press conference on November 4th that Chilwell would undergo a scan to determine the injury's severity. The scan's result revealed the injury was more severe than initially expected and confirmed his absence from the 2022 World Cup to undergo rehabilitation. The Telegraph revealed that Chilwell would not need to undergo surgery on the injury, which is perhaps the only positive from the scan's result. Germany is set to be without their pacey striker Timo Werner after the superstar became the latest casualty in a mounting list of injured players who many believe are succumbing due to the current congested football schedule. Werner twisted his ankle in the 13th minute of RB Leipzig's 4-0 triumph over Shakhtar Donetsk on match day 6 of the UEFA Champions League. The following day, RB Leipzig announced that Werner had torn his syndesmotic ligament and will be out for the rest of the year. German national team head coach Hansi Flick bemoaned Werner's loss, revealing that the striker was desperately looking forward to helping his team in the tournament. Werner represented the national team at the UEFA Euro 2020 and the 2018 World Cup and has 24 goals in 55 matches for the side. His injury will certainly force Flick to revisit his drawing boards, since it is widely believed the tactically astute coach planned to deploy him in a 4-4-2 formation at the tournament. David De Gea is perhaps the most surprising name on this list for many good reasons. The Man United shot-stopper is arguably the best goalkeeper in the world and has featured in all of United's games this season. In addition, Spain qualified for the World Cup, and he is fully fit. Despite all this, De Gea won't be aboard the plane to Qatar, where Spain hopes to pick up their second World Cup trophy. De Gea's exclusion from Spain's 55 provisional World Cup squad list is reportedly because he is not in the plans of the head coach Luis Enrique, who prefers goalkeepers with excellent ball-playing qualities. Enrique has previously revealed he already has his 3 preferred goalkeepers in mind and has no problem with any of them going between the sticks. Unai Simon, Robert Sanchez, and David Raya are the 3 lucky goalkeepers expected to represent Spain at Qatar 2022 ahead of De Gea. Africa will have just 5 teams at Qatar 2022, despite having 54 member countries in FIFA. As such, competition among African teams for severely limited World Cup slots is high, so it is no surprise that some of the continent's biggest names will be missing from this year's action. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah is, without a doubt, the most significant African absentee from the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Egypt failed to qualify from a tense 2-legged World Cup playoff against Senegal, despite losing to them on penalties a few weeks earlier in the Africa Cup of Nations 2022 final. Salah missed a crucial penalty in the shootout to decide the tie after being distracted by blinding green laser points wielded by the Senegalese fans. The tricky Liverpool attacker will have to wait another 4 years for a shot at the World Cup, by which time he will be just over 34 and most likely past his best. Chelsea and France star N'Golo Kante is, without a doubt, one of the best midfielders of his generation. The diminutive central midfielder is known for his impressive tackling, ball-winning and retention skills, and overall work rate. However, the highly rated midfielder's swashbuckling style of play has caught up with him as he ages, evident by the worrying string of injuries he has suffered in recent times. Kante featured sparingly for Chelsea FC last season but looked set to regain his starting spot in the team in this new campaign. Sadly, the midfielder suffered an injury setback in the feisty 2-2 Premier League game between Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspurs in August. Kante underwent surgery on his hamstring injury in October, which is reportedly the best option for his complete rehabilitation. The successful operation is expected to sideline the powerhouse midfielder for 4 months, effectively ruling him out of the action in the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Paul Pogba closed the chapter of a largely lackluster 6 years at Old Trafford with a free transfer back to Juventus, the club at which he established himself as one of the planet's finest midfielders. However, his anticipated return to Juventus has not gone as planned, with the star midfielder yet to feature for the Italian side after tearing his meniscus in July during their pre-season campaign. Pogba's agent, Raffaella Pimenta, confirmed the devastating news of his inevitable absence at the World Cup 2022 at the end of October. According to her, the 29-year-old midfielder underwent surgery in early September and will need physiotherapy to recover fully. Pogba losing the race against the clock will undoubtedly be a big blow for the French national team, as he is one of the main leaders and personalities in the dressing room. It is common knowledge that Haaland is perhaps Europe's most talked about player due to his terrifying exploits in the Premier League this season. Haaland has already achieved many impressive records despite his relatively short time in England, like becoming the first player to score in his first 4 away Premier League games and the fastest player to net 15 Premier League goals. Presently, the behemoth striker has a staggering 18 goals in just 12 appearances, with many fans and pundits tipping him to break the record for the most goals in a Premier League season, which is 34, jointly held by Alan Shearer and Andy Cole. Sadly, Haaland won't be bringing his rich vein of form to the FIFA World Cup 2022, as Norway failed to qualify for the tournament altogether. Football fans will miss him at the World Cup, but it is safe to assume defenders in the tournament are secretly delighted about not facing him. So there you have it, the 10 biggest stars you won't be seeing at the 2022 Qatar World Cup. If you enjoyed this video, watch also the next video on your screen, which looks at the 10 young football stars who will set the 2022 World Cup alight. Be sure to leave a comment, give the video a like, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting sports videos.